So what do you guys think? Scam Sam for president? Wow, pretty nuts. Scam Sam for 2024. Maybe Scam Sam for 2028. What's going on, guys? Caroline Ellison finally testified today. She had some pretty interesting things to say, of course. On top of that, some pretty shocking things. Some things I never would have expected. She talked about everything from buying influence with politicians that, of course, Scam Sam was trying to influence, and even his own desire to become the President of the United States. I gotta say, pretty ballsy of Scam Sam. He could ever become President of the United States. Wow. Just wow. Mind-boggling. As detailed in the Creepy Lover video from yesterday, Scam Sam said about himself he has no soul, that a lot of things about him are fake. Just imagine becoming the leader of the free world. Pretty interesting. I'm gonna go over Caroline Ellison's full testimony, a basic summary, and before I do that, we have to comment on Caroline Ellison. Look at her in the videos and the pictures of her arriving to court and leaving court. She looks pretty serious. And in that one court drawing where she's pointing at Scam Sam, when the prosecutors asked her to point him out in the crowd, apparently it took her a little while to find him because, of course, his appearance has changed. Lost his hair and lost a lot of weight. That jail diet has been very good for Scam Sam. Sassoon, one of the prosecutors, starts off by saying the government would like to call Caroline Ellison. But funny enough, Scam Sam's lawyer said, I'm guessing trying to stop the testimony from even happening, this guy said, we have some burning issues. Judge Kaplan quickly said, well, he'll deal with it on his own timeline. So Caroline Ellison was able to go ahead. Okay, so they start off by asking Caroline Ellison, how do you know the defendant? Caroline says, we met at Jane Street, where they both worked, and then Alameda. We dated for a couple of years. Prosecutors straight away, they're not wasting any time utilizing Caroline Ellison as, of course, the main star witness, especially as Scam Sam has been playing the blame game on this PR run, basically saying everything is Caroline Ellison's fault. Anyways, Caroline, did you commit any crimes? Caroline answering, yes, we did. Using the we word there, key. When the prosecutor followed up and asked her what she meant by using the word we, she said, Sam, I, and others. Asked her, what kind of crimes did you commit with Sam Bankman-Fried? She said, fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, and money laundering. This is when the prosecutor asked, do you see Sam Bankman-Fried? According to people inside the courtroom, she was also avoiding eye contact, just staring directly straight as she sat in the witness box, and especially avoiding eye contact, of course, with her ex-boyfriend. Apparently, in a strange part of the whole trial, witnesses say that she was asked to point out where Scam Sam is. Where is the defendant? Is he in the courtroom? And if she could point him out. She actually stood up, right? She stood up from the witness box, and apparently it took her a minute to find him. Of course, his crazy hair, he cut it off essentially, and he lost a lot of weight. It took her a minute to scan the room and point out Scam Sam. The courtroom drawing, she's pointing at Scam Sam, saying he's over there wearing a suit. Prosecutor asking, what was his involvement? He was the head of Alameda and then FTX. He directed me to commit these crimes. Boom. Then she was asked, what makes you guilty? Caroline saying and admitting Alameda took several $billion from FTX customers, but ultimately rising to $14 billion. Customer money. Then she was asked, how did she defraud the lenders? Caroline said, I sent balance sheets that made Alameda look less risky than it actually was. Prosecutor asked, why was there not enough money for customers on November 2022? November 2022 was the collapse. She said, we had taken it to repay the lenders. Ouch. I mean, that's a smoking gun right there. Prosecutor said, Your Honor, I can now get into the witness's background or break for lunch. They go on break until the afternoon. Apparently SBF looks straight ahead, dead serious, as Caroline Ellison was basically demolishing his whole defense, closing his laptop and then being walked over to a holding cell. He's not even allowed to sit in the courtroom and have some lunch. For some stupid reason that I fail to understand. His crazy loony parents, I mean, what is wrong with this guy? Why is he laughing like a celebrity getting pictures taken by the paparazzi? It's so stupid. At least his mother looks concerned. But these guys, something very off about them. I don't know. Okay, so they get back from lunch and she's being asked about her background. She responds, I grew up around Boston and then went to Stanford, eventually meeting the defendant, Scam Sam, at Jane Street where they both worked. Then he left and he started Alameda Research. They eventually got coffee. Prosecutor goes on to ask Caroline, once you were at Alameda and you discovered losses, what did Scam Sam tell you? She says that he was sorry. Oh my God, Scam Sam is so sorry. Oh, and that he would tell her more. She was asked if their relationship remained strictly professional, which of course we all learned. She went on to say that they started sleeping together on and off in the summer of 2020, that they dated and eventually they broke up. Now here is like a total shocker for me. The prosecutor asked Caroline, what did the defendant, Scam Sam, tell you about his future, about his ambitions? Caroline went on to say that Scam Sam told her that he would be president one day. With the prosecutor probably in disbelief, he was asking, president of what? Oh my God. Anyways, Caroline responding, United States of America. Prosecutor then asked Caroline, did there come a time when Scam Sam told you to use FTX funds? There was an objection, it was sustained, meaning she can't answer. So the question was rephrased, where did you borrow from? Alameda, with Caroline saying third parties like Genesis and FTX. Then she was asked, when did FTX send and when was money received into Alameda's bank accounts? She responded in 2020 going into 2022, so roughly 2 years. Then she was asked, how much money did FTX deposit with Alameda Research? With Caroline saying between 10 and 20 billion dollars. Insane amounts of customer money. And this guy, Scam Sam, remember, he wanted to take that crazy hedge so that he could make the most money ever that Alameda had ever made, betting with customer money. That's a lot of money to be betting with. Anyways, back to the prosecutor. He asked, what did Alameda do with the money? She said, we repaid loans, investments, and stablecoin conversions like USDC. And that was about $2 billion. Then she was asked, what happened to the rest of the money? She said it was used for Alameda's purposes and other purposes. She also said FTX marketed itself as safe and well-regulated. And of course, it wasn't. She said, no, it was not safe nor regulated. We also had a line of credit at FTX. We could withdraw coins, even if we didn't have them. She was asked if she was told how much was the line of credit. She answered, no. She was not told how much line of credit she had with Alameda Research. But the prosecutor did ask specifically what size of line of credit would Alameda really have needed if it was, let's say, a legit business. She said just $100 to $200 million. Really not a lot for, a hedge fund. With the prosecutor confirming, is this a million, $1 to $200 million with an M? She said, yes, with an M, not billions. Then she was asked if and when she was aware that Alameda had to return the money, basically asking her if she knew how long she could hold this money for. She said no, she had no idea. Caroline said if a coin was trading higher on Binance, they could withdraw from FTX and basically go sell it there, arbitrage. Did you have any concerns about Alameda using FTX customer funds? She said, I thought customers weren't aware, but I was just a trader at the time. Then point blank, she was asked if she raised this issue of borrowing customer money with Scam Sam. She said yes, with Caroline saying she specifically asked of using customer money would show up on an audit. But crazy enough, Scam Sam told her that this would not show up on an audit, that nobody would be looking there. No one would pay attention. And that he basically said, don't worry about it. She said this was in 2020. When Caroline was asked why did Scam Sam say that they were having an audit? Caroline said that Scam Sam wanted to appeal to more investors. Therefore, the audit was necessary, but they weren't looking at this borrowed money from customers. The prosecutor then asked, did FTX disclose to customers that Alameda Research was borrowing the funds, the Alameda Research line of credit? She said no, it was not disclosed to either investors or the auditors, the infinite line of credit. $65 billion. She was asked, what is Binance? She responded, Binance is a competitor which $2 billion worth of our FTX stock, and that Scam Sam wanted to buy it back sometime in the summer of 2021. Picture of Scam Sam and CZ, head of Binance, shown in court as evidence. Probably why Binance knew what the hell was going on at FTX, kind of helped cause the whole crypto collapse. Prosecutor asked Caroline, what did Scam Sam say about buying back their FTX stock from Binance? Caroline said Binance could cause trouble, big trouble. She said she herself was having discussions with Scam Sam and Sam Trabucco, the Alameda co-CEO, saying that in 2021, loans from third-party crypto lending desks were being used to also fund Alameda. Genesis, later in 2021, they found more, and that eventually they started using the FTT tokens, which they paid nothing for. Of course, because they could just mint it from nothing. Hence the power that is held for anyone or any corporation or industry that is basically able to print money from thin air. Kind of reminds me of WorldCoin. Everyone kissing your feet because you basically print things that they can convert into money. Tremendous power. The banking industry. Anyways, she was asked, what did Scam Sam tell you about using FTT? She said, Caroline saying that Scam Sam told her that the dollar threshold was super important and that if it went below that, they should start buying it up. They make sense because if they buy it up, theoretically, the price could stay afloat. And in terms of we buying it, she's talking about Alameda buying back FTT. Anyways, she said eventually FTT token went up to $50, something they paid nothing for. Hence the power of printing money. She said that Scam Sam would get upset with her if they discussed FTT trading in front of anyone else. Pretty interesting there. Suspicious, just a tad bit. Caroline went on to discuss a signal chat between herself, someone named Victor Zhu, an Alameda trader, and in the messages, which self-erased in 1 week, apparently, Ellison told Zhu, sorry for being cagey about discussing FTT trading because Scam Sam basically would get pissed off at her, and saying that initially they did not put FTT token on Alameda's balance sheets because they couldn't sell it. They couldn't sell it for the current price. Scam Sam told her, so she says, told her to put the FTT tokens on the balance sheets. Remember, the FTT tokens that they got for nothing. And the reason why this makes sense is because they needed to put more things on there, on Alameda's balance sheets, so that they can get more loans, more legit loans from other places. Because remember, they can't sell the FTT tokens because if they do, because if they sell such a large quantity, the value of FTT goes down, therefore it's kind of worthless. So Caroline Ellison thought using FTT tokens to get loans from third parties, she thought it was misleading, which of course it was. But the prosecutor told Caroline, you still did it. And she said, yes, she did. Admitting guilt, of course. She cut her deal, after all, with the prosecutors. Then Caroline said there were the Sam coins, including Solana, which they didn't create, but FTX played a big role in promoting, and that it was more liquid than the other Sam coins, saying that Alameda was a large holder of the Sam coins. Then she was asked, when did you become a co-CEO? She said in 2021, Sam said he wanted to step down to separate things optically, key right there. She said they were on a breakup, but that they resumed dating again. When the prosecutor asked Caroline, how would you describe the power dynamics of your personal relationship? Scam Sam's defense lawyers objected. So she couldn't answer that question. She was asked, why did you guys break up? She simply said he wasn't spending enough time with her. Apparently she was really into Scam Sam. She said at first it was a secret, and then that Scam Sam said it's okay if she made public that they were living together, but she couldn't say anything more. Interesting. Apparently when she became the co-CEO, her salary remained the same. $200,000 a year, saying she received bonuses ranging from 1 year receiving $100,000 to another year receiving $20 million. In 2021, interesting numbers, slightly different than the numbers in court yesterday. Caroline said she withdrew $10 million for an investment in a startup, $100,000 she loaned to her parents, and $2 million for my own donor-advised fund, saying she had no equity or ownership in Alameda Research at all, zero, but she did have 0.5% in FTX, of FTX. She said when she was co-CEO that nothing changed very much from prior when Scam Sam was running it, On top of that, she was asked if she felt qualified. She says no, not really. Sam said I should do it regardless, that she checked everything with him, that she made sure he was satisfied, that he was the person to report to, and on top of that, that Scam Sam could fire Caroline. Apparently one loan of $3.5 million for a gambling company people at FTX wanted to put in her name because she was not on the books. Therefore, it wouldn't look so sketchy. And apparently that money also went to political contributions. Then she also mentioned Ryan Salame got a $35 million loan. Also political contributions. Gotta buy those favors. This is when Caroline said that Scam Sam used this method to give $10 million to the current administration. Caroline says apparently Scam Sam thought it would buy him access and maybe even some protection. When she was asked about Scam Sam and how risk averse he was, Caroline said he was okay if positive expected value, but Scam Sam was willing to take extremely large risks on coin flips. She went as far as saying that Scam Sam talked about willing to flip a coin and destroy the world as long as a win was possible, making it twice as good. What the hell? Scam Sam. And he wanted to run for office. Absolute insanity. Okay, then they introduced a Google document that was written by Caroline. It was introduced as evidence. She said she would keep these documents, she'd add notes that she cut and pasted from Sam's bad case scenarios with FTT, Solana, because they owned a lot of Solana, and these are worst case scenarios if, basically with their tokens. She was asked about the FTX equity value at the time, which was $20 billion. She said the Sam coins held, Solana, FTT, and the other ones, $10 billion on paper. She said this $10 billion they had to exclude on their balance sheets because they couldn't sell them. Around this time, she saw a negative balance held by Alameda of $2.7 billion. She thought these illiquid investments, they should basically hold off, that they shouldn't continue making them. On the Google document, she had something titled FTX borrows, the money on the FTX exchange that Alameda could make use of, at the time being $7 billion, that apparently they had done it before. And that if anybody found out, that basically companies would call in the loans. For example, saying that Genesis would freak out, call in all the loans by Alameda, where she went as far as calculating a 30% chance Alameda could not repay any of its loans. 30% chance, that's pretty large. And that's with FTX using customer money. Interesting. Apparently she showed all of this to Scam Sam. He wasn't worried at all. She updated him regularly. She wanted, but he wanted to keep expanding investments. And if any of the loans were basically recalled, that simply Alameda would just borrow more funds from FTX. They went on to mention some of the investment ventures. For example, Scam Sam buying a bunch of shares in Robinhood, using Alameda research money, saying that Scam Sam, when he directed purchase of Robinhood shares, he didn't want his name associated with Alameda. Kind of interesting there. Okay, and then they basically braked for the day. Interesting though, the judge and the lawyers, they talked about future witnesses. Even somebody from Ukraine, oddly enough, a virtual Ukraine witness. Who could that be? Scam Sam's defense lawyers said that their case, their argument, it could take about a week to 10 days. And Caroline Ellison is going up again on Wednesday. As a star witness for the prosecutors, she might have the longest testimony. All day Wednesday. So what do you guys think? Scam Sam for president? Wow, pretty nuts. Scam Sam for 2024. Maybe Scam Sam for 2028. All right, guys, well, always great spending time with you. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, please do smash that like. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I will see you in the next one.